Reproduction in organism. So, what according to you is reproduction? What is the reproduction? Called as reproduction. So, the capacity of an organism to produce its offspring is nothing but called as reproduction. Okay, it's nothing but called as reproduction. So, now what it is? Actually you can define it. So, the definition is important. All the definitions are important, students. Please mark and take. The definition is important. Reproduction is defined as the biological process in which an organism gives rise to the young ones offspring similar to itself. Okay, so the reproduction is nothing but a biological process. Yes or no? It's a biological process in which the organism give rise to the young ones of the similar to itself. Means the organism which is similar to itself, they give rise to the young ones. Okay, so in the own words, what you can write given? Okay, a specific definition has to be given. Okay, a specific definition has to be given. So it is important for you to write to write down or mark down the definitions and take. Okay. So the first one is, what is reproduction? Reproduction is defined as the biological process in which an organism gives rise to the young ones, which is similar to itself. A young ones or the offspring. Okay, is it clear to everyone? Okay. Next, coming to what happens to the offspring? The offspring grow, they become mature, and then produce the new offspring and ultimately die. Yes or no? When you know very infant, the baby is an embryo, then the baby grows, then it goes to a mature phase, then it goes to its old age, and later it dies. Yes or no? This is how it's the life cycle or the lifespan of an any organism, of an any organism. The offspring grow, they become mature and produce the new offspring and ultimately die. Okay, and ultimately die. And this is nothing but where the lifespan of the uh, person or a human or any organism takes place. Okay, they produce the, and reproduction is one of the important part of their lifespan. That is the production of the new offspring. Okay, production of the new offspring, and this is the cycle of the birth, growth, and death. Yes or no? This is the cycle of the birth, growth, and death. This comes under, and one reproduction is one of the important part or the important part of this cycle. Now, why reproduction is important? Why it is important, students? Can anyone tell me? Generation growth. Reproduction enables the continuity of the species. Okay, reproduction enables the continuity of the species generation after generation. Reproduction is the one which helps in the continuity, that is the generation to be continued. Okay, the continuity of the species generation after generation. One generation reproduces and forms the new new offspring that helps in the continuity of the generation. So reproduction is important, and it is an important part of the life cycle. Okay, reproduction is a fundamental feature of all the living organism, which involves the transmission of genetic material from one generation to the next generation, ensuring the survival of species over a long period of time. So this example I have been given to you in our earlier classes as well. So when you see, there are some few similarities between the parents, between the grandparents or the sister or the brother to the newly born baby or the infant in the family. So why does it happen? We are not the exact copies or the clones of our parents, but there is some few familiarity or similarities between our parents and us. Either it can be a complexion, either it can be a height, either it can be hair or any such thing where there is a familiarity between the parents and the offspring. So what is that thing uh, which helps in the transmission of these characteristics from one generation to the another generation? So that is done by this genetic material. Can anyone tell me the two genetic material? Can anyone tell me the two genetic materials? DNA and RNA. Yes, very good, Purnima. DNA and RNA are the two genetic material. Is that the gene which helps in the transmission of these similarities between the two generations? Okay, between the two generations. So reproduction is a fundamental features, mean one of the important features of all the living organisms, which involves the transmission of the genetic material is that the gene which carries the information from one generation to another generation, ensuring the survival of species over a long period of time. Yes, over a long period of time, the continuity of these genetic material takes place. Okay, continuity of these genetic material takes place. So, is it clear until here? What is reproduction? Reproduction is nothing but giving birth to the young ones, to the similar itself, to the similar organism. Yes or no? To the similar organism, that is reproduction. So, the offspring, they grow, they mature in their life cycle, they grow, they mature, and they reproduce and ultimately die. So this is the life cycle of the offspring. I mean the life cycle of an organism. Next, coming to there is in this cycle there is birth, growth, and death. In the period of growth, you find they reproduce. Reproduction enables the continuity of the species from one generation to another generation because of there is this reproduction happening, so there is this continuity of the species. So, and also it helps in the transmission of genetic material. Transmission of genetic material means from one generation to another generation there is some similarities. Yes or no? There is some similarities. When you go to see newly born baby, you try to find the similarities between their parents, their family members, and the baby. It's because there is something which connects to from one generation to the another generation, and that is the genetic material. So what are those two genetic material? RNA and DNA are the two genetic material. Protein is not the genetic material. Is it clear? You can write it down and take students. Okay, so this is about the different lifespans of the organism, which is there in a book as well. That is the different lifespans can be asked. So what it is, the lifespan is the definition you can write down and take. The definition of the lifespan, the period from the birth to the natural death of an organism represents its lifespan. Yeah, okay. The period from the birth to its natural death of an organism represents its lifespan. So this definition is important. Definition is important. You can give this the period from the birth to the death or period from the birth to the natural death of an organism represents its lifespan. So in its lifespan, from the birth, the growth, the reproduction, and the death. Okay, the birth, the growth, reproduction, and the death comes in the lifespan of an organism. So there are different lifespan of an organism that it may vary from one organism to the other organism. Either it can be for few minutes or either it can be for the several years. Okay, so these are the different lifespan of an organism. That is the dog for 25 years, banyan tree for 200 to 300 years, rice plant for 4 months, that is the annual. Then the biennials, and the perennials. Annuals for it will be there for at least for 1 year, biennials for 2 years, and then perennials from more than 2 years. That is for any number of years these organisms can survive. That is the plants can survive. That is the rose for 10 years, cow for 25 years, and elephant for 60 to 75 years. You can mark it down the lifespan. It's there in your book as well. Lifespan of an organism may be for few minutes to several thousand years. Few minutes for those fruit flies and all, which mayfly and all, which is there for 1 day. Butterfly for 1 to 2 weeks, and fruit fly for 1 month. Okay. So lifespan of the some organism: a fruit fly for 1 day, butterfly for 1 to 2 weeks, sweet plant for 6 months, that is the annual, crow for 15 years, dog for 25 years, banana tree for 25 years, crocodile for 60 years, human for 100 years, parrot for 140 years, tortoise for 100 to 150 years, and banyan tree for 200 years. So these are the different lifespan which can vary from one organism to the other organism. Lifespan of an organism include four phases. That is, one is the juvenile phase, which is the young phase. Juvenile phase, which is the young phase. Then the reproductive or the maturity phase, that is the growth phase. You can write down it and take. Growth phase, the aging and the senescence phase, that is the old age and the death. So this is the juvenile phase, is the young phase, that is, you can say, during the birth of the organism. Then the growth phase, where it reproduces and attains its maturity. Then the aging and the senescence phase, where it starts in the plants, it starts necrosis, also the yellowing of the leaves and the dying of the plants. In animals, it is the dying of the cells or aging of the cells and the senescence phase. And then next is the death. So this is a lifespan of an organism, including four phases. If it is asked for you to write the four phases or mention the four phases, so you need to give these four phases. That is, one is juvenile phase, that is young phase, reproductive or the maturity phase, that is the growth phase, aging and the senescence, that is the old age, and the death. Okay. Write down it and take. So in this, we are going to study on the reproduction. We are going to study only the sexual reproduction, because the asexual reproduction is the deleted portion. Okay, so deleted portion. So we are only going to study about the sexual reproduction in this particular uh, chapter. Okay. So what is sexual reproduction? When two parents, that is of opposite sex, that is male and female, participate in a reproductive process or a sexual intercourse and also involves the fusion of the male and female gamete, is called as sexual reproduction. Okay. So what is the sexual reproduction? Where the two parents, opposite sex, that is the male and the female, participate in the reproductive process. Okay, where there is this sexual intercourse happening, that is the fusion of the male gamete and the female gamete, is called as sexual reproduction. Okay, fusion of the male and the female gamete is called as sexual reproduction. You can write it in your own words what it is. Sexual reproduction: fusion of the male and female gamete to produce a zygote, is called as sexual reproduction. You can write a definition and take: the fusion of the male and female gamete to produce a zygote, that is the embryo, is called as sexual reproduction. Is called as sexual reproduction, and the here both the parents, male and the female, participate, whereas in the asexual reproduction, it is only one parent which participates in the reproduction process. But in sexual reproduction, both the two parents participate of opposite sex, that is the male and the female, and the fusion is of the male and the female gamete, that the male gamete is the sperm and the female gamete is the ovum. Female gamete is the ovum, where it fuses to form the zygote. So you can write it down, and take, students. The differentiation is not needed because we aren't studying it. You had studied it in your in your first years as well. The different asexual reproduction processes. Okay. Now coming to the sexual reproduction. In this sexual reproduction, you are going to study about the phases in sexually reproducing organism, menstrual cycle, estrous cycle, the lifespan of an organism, reproductive phases in animals, and the reproductive cycles, and events in sexual reproduction, that is pre-fertilization events, fertilization events, and post-fertilization events. In pre-fertilization events, we are going to study about the gametogenesis and gamete transfer. Then sexuality in organism, either it is unisexual, bisexual, and or unisexual or bisexual, and cell division during the gamete formation. This is what we are going to study in the sexual reproduction. So the definition, it is a kind of reproduction where two parents of opposite sex participate in the reproductive process and also involves in the fusion of male and female gamete. I have already told you, you can write it in your own words. The fusion of the male and female gamete to produce a zygote. To produce a zygote and an embryo is called as sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction involves formation of the male and female gametes either by the same individual or by the different individual of the opposite sex. So the female gamete, the female gamete is being produced in the female body, whereas the male gamete in the male body, they are not unisexual and unisexual organism. They are a bisexual or a heterothallic organism where the female reproductive part is in a female body and the male reproductive part is in a male body. So they are with a different individual. Uh, the female and the male reproductive part either can be in the same individual or in the different individual. We are going to study it where we are going to study about the unisexual and the bisexual organisms. These gametes fuse to form zygote, which develop into a new organism. The zygote forms into a new organism. Okay, when the fusion takes place, that is, when you study this, the male gamete and the female gamete, they fuse together to form a zygote. Okay, male gamete and the female gamete diffuse together to form a zygote which develops into a new organism. Which develops into a new organism. Okay, yes or no? Which develops into a new organism. Am I audible to you? Yes. Am I audible, students? The screen, whether the screen is visible. Yes, whether the screen is visible. Okay, fine. Yes. The one who one for one whom it is not visible. Okay. And once again, I'm saying do not leave the class. I'll be marking attendance for you. Is it clear? Okay. In the juvenile phase, once again, I'm saying in the juvenile phase, once again, I'm saying from the birth to the reproductive maturity till it attains the reproductive maturity, it is known as juvenile phase. Okay. From the growth, that is from their birth to they attain the reproductive maturity is known as juvenile phase. Now, what is the vegetative phase? The vegetative phase is from the seed germination. The seed germinates, produces the plant until it starts flowering. Until it starts flowering is called as vegetative phase. Okay. Until it starts flowering is called as vegetative phase. Until it starts flowering is called as vegetative phase. Now coming to reproductive phase. Okay, in juvenile phase there are two types, vegetative phase. Now coming to reproductive juvenile phase, there is one that is vegetative phase. Now coming to reproductive phase. When the organism starts reproducing sexually is called as reproductive phase. Write down the definition and take. When the organism starts reproducing sexually is called as reproductive phase. Next, coming to senescent phase. Senescent phase is the last phase, means the aging phase. Senescent phase, you can write it as aging phase and take. The aging phase or the last phase, this is characterized by the deterioration of the metabolic activities of the body that ultimately terminates to death. Senescent phase is characterized by yellowing of the leaves that ultimately leads to the death of the plants. Yes. So you must have seen, right? The plants losing its color and losing its color, the leaves losing its color and leads to the death. That is called as senescent phase. So it is the last phase, that is the aging phase, where there it is. Okay, aging phase, where it ages and the metabolic activity deteriorates. The metabolic activity means the other function of the body deteriorates, means it stops. Okay, and this is the last phase where when the when the organism sees its death. Okay, so please do revise whatever done until now. Read it, and we will be. If there are any doubts, do ask me in the next class. Have a nice day. Take care of yourself, and please make sure that you study regularly. Is it clear? Okay. Hopefully, I have written down and taken whatever is being told for you. Study well. Revise it. Okay. If there are any doubt, do ask me in the next class.